What's going on, guys? This is Oliver, formerly from Response AI, and now running a few different startups, things like that. I wanted to say, guys, thank you so much. Obviously, the last couple of days, a couple of my videos have sort of blown up, at least from my perspective, a couple thousand views and stuff, loads of new subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. Obviously, if you guys are looking to sort of learn how to grow startups or build a SaaS for yourself, these videos are going to be coming every single week, multiple per week, and loads of stuff in the pipeline. So just, subscribe and all that stuff if you guys want to see more. Now, today, we're going to be talking about jobs to do daily as a startup founder. Now, when I was in the early days of my last startup, which obviously, ended up growing to around 500 customers, all paying customers, and then we exited the company. I was very lucky to have that experience. Every single day, because my co-founder was actually like mostly the finance guy and did a lot of the kind of like automation stuff and more of the kind of like boring sort of like financial stuff and dealing with customers, a lot of my job was to actually get customers, right? So actually get people into the software, paying for the software. Now, when you're growing a SaaS, guys, you are going to be bombarded and stressed out with all these different things to do. This video is putting an end to that stress and showing you exactly what jobs you need to do every single day to make money, not to do anything else, to make money, to get people in your app paying for it so that you can sell this company for $1 million in 2 years' time, whatever it may be. We're here to put that to the end, right? So jobs to do daily as a startup founder: leverage, automation, and the art of scaling yourself, right? So today we're going to be talking about philosophy, frameworks, practical tactics for solo founders. So as a founder, your daily tasks are not just about doing work, guys. It's about designing systems that multiply your effort, right? So the goal is to turn repetitive tasks into workflows that free you to focus on higher leverage activities, right? Such as the coding, the building, and content, right? Content is massive. Now, the most important side effect of being a high leverage founder is that if you have a job, for example, right now, so I'm talking about like a 9 to 5, you'll eventually be able to quit it because your systems generate enough force in the universe to give you that money to replace that income, right? We did it. I sort of like paid myself very little, but I survived an entire, sort of the entire sort of year and a half, 2 years before selling the company on very little money because I could just, invest it all back in the business. Now, if you're already out of the 9 to 5, then good systems and clarity on daily jobs will keep you out of the 9 to 5. And here's how to approach the daily routine with insights from my own schedule as a startup founder before and now with the new startups I'm running using, modern tools and unconventional tactics and things like that, right? So a brief overview. So coding should be within your plethora of daily jobs to be done. But if your product is finished, then you shouldn't expend a significant amount of energy on code, right? So let me repeat that. If you have a decent product that people like, you should not be coding a lot. Marketing is the real money maker, but it's way more boring, right? That's why it's so easy to lap people and get ahead, because marketing is hard and tedious, and normal people or NPCs, they can't handle the monotony of it, right? We are here to make millions of dollars. We're not here to enjoy. I hate to say it, we're not here to enjoy what we're doing, guys, right? I love coding. I get so much dopamine from coding, but coding, once my product is at least usable, is not going to make the money that I think it's going to make. The whole like build it and they will come thing, guys, it's not true. It's not true, right? So the Pareto principle, right? So volume, velocity, and minimum viable effort inside daily job 1, which is cold email. Right? So don't just sort of tab out of the video. I'll explain exactly what you need to do here and why it's important, but why it's not what you think. So philosophy, the Pareto principle, and the 80-20 rule, right? So focus on the 20% of the actions that drive 80% of the results. For cold email, this means prioritizing volume and just getting your offer, your SaaS, in front of people over perfection, right? Cold email is without question the most important and non-negotiable system that needs to be set up for your SaaS, right? Assuming, of course, guys, you run B2B SaaS. In other words, you sell to businesses. If you run B2C, which is selling to people, not businesses, then it's pretty illegal to email like normal people, right? You can't be doing that. But you can email companies. So we're assuming that you run a B2B startup. If you run a B2C startup, then you're going to be going down the avenue of things like TikTok, user-generated content and those AI UGC videos, things like that. But for now, we're talking B2B. Now, actionable steps. Set a non-negotiable volume, right? So what I mean by this is consider a number, like 30 emails per day, right? To keep out of spam, we can't send hundreds per day from each address, but we can buy 10 domains and send 30 from 10 addresses, which means 300 total. Now, don't worry about this, guys. Instantly.ai and Smart Lead and things like that, they automate this. You don't have to worry about it at all. There's a link in the description. There'll be a few different tools mentioned. These companies can help you set up the domains on autopilot, instantly has tens of thousands of users, and you can avoid the technical side completely, right? Which is typically the hardest part. So reverse engineer the setup, right? So you can use burner domains. So an example is olliesas.com. Try olliesas.com and use olliesas.com. Most of you guys will know what this is and how to run cold email, and that's fine. But I'm just going to explain daily job one, which is cold email, right? And you write three template variations. So you can A/B test things like subject lines. My subject line is literally quick question, quick Q, and question 4, first name, right? So quick question, first name, quick Q, first name, and then question 4, first name. Very, very simple. I've never, ever run across millions of emails I've sent. I've never changed it, right? Then you can automate the follow-ups, right? So tools like Instantly, like I said, they auto-send the sequences, which just saves you hours a day. And then it filters the responses, and you can filter it with like Gmail labels, right? So all of your responses come to Gmail, and they're labeled. So some guy says, I'm interested, and it'll label it as interested, right? Now, when it comes to setting up the system, once it's set up, guys, you can forget about it, and you can just check on the inbox daily, right? You need to warm up the domains for 2 weeks. This is not like a rumor or like false. It is still sound cold email advice years later as someone who's sent 2 million emails in the past 5 years. Do not skip warm up. Cold email tools, again, will do this for you. You do it for 14 days, and then a full video for this, guys, is coming out soon. So subscribe if you want to see all that and that kind of thing, right? But Instantly and Smart Lead are the options I always choose. They're both awesome, and either will work. And it's as simple, guys. I don't want you to overcomplicate it. You buy 10 domains. You add the domains to Instantly, they warm up for 14 days, and then you just send emails to a list, right? You can get the list from Apollo, you can get the list from Crunchbase, you can get the list from ListKit. There are hundreds of different tools, guys, and I'll cover this in a different video. But that is daily job one that you need to do, right? So notice, guys, how I'm telling you exactly what jobs you need to do, and you need to avoid every other one that you think you need to do because you don't need to do it. We are here to get customers. Now, daily job 2, the spirit crushing cold DM, right? Now we're going to automate this so it doesn't kill you and make you want to die, right? So philosophy, the atomic habit of micro actions. So James Clear's Atomic Habits, it's a great book. It's pretty like generic. Everyone's read it, right? Whatever. But he says the consistent actions compound. So in other words, you can apply this to DMs by systematizing, outreach and understanding that every DM brings you closer to a yes, right? It is extremely important, guys, that you psycho kill this boring sort of regimen of DMs, right? I know it's boring, right? But it makes you money. Sending DMs is tedious as hell, right? The way I kill that is if it's boring, I know my generation won't do it because they are soft or because they are NPCs, right? And then I go send 100 DMs every single day for the next 30 days because I'm the man and I'm going to make money, right? And people who are easily bored, the TikTok generation, fucking scroll, they're not going to do this because it's boring. But I know that if I send 100 DMs, I might get one sale for my software, which could be worth, say, $99 a month, right? Now, it might take you half an hour to send those DMs, and then you might have that user for 12 months. And it means that in half an hour, you've added a lead that could potentially be worth $3 to $5 to $1,000, whatever it may be, right? Now, the actual tactics, okay? So I'm excited about this part. So platform-specific tactics, right? So on Facebook, here's what you do. You join competitor-adjacent groups, right? So let's assume that you are running a you've got a sales SaaS or like a cold email SaaS, right? You join Instantly AI's group for cold email tools. If you have a productivity SaaS, you would join Notion's Facebook group. If you have a competitor to Zoom, for video conferencing, you would join Zoom's group for support and things like that, right? And what you're going to do is use friend requests or DM Chrome extensions to automate the DMs. You don't have to do this. To be honest, guys, we got to 500 users with Response AI, and I never sent like an automated DM, but I'm just telling you guys how to do this automated if you want, because it was boring as all hell, right? So you're going to warm up your account, guys, by friending celebrities inside the group. So what you do, you go into the Facebook group and you find people who are just constantly fucking yapping, just yapping, right? And you friend them. They're yapping because they're like network whores. Oh, I love networking, whatever, right? You're gonna friend them because they'll definitely respond to you and friend you back. But what this does is it engineers you to have hundreds of mutual friends, right? So if there are the heavy hitters who consistently get regular comments and likes, which I call the group celebrities, then you should add them as a friend, right? They'll add you back, and then we've reverse engineered the mutual friends, thus allowing us to start sending DMs on Facebook through the Facebook groups. And you do this for a week or two, guys. So you would, if I go back, you would effectively go into the Facebook group. You're not going to send any DMs for a bit unless you already have some mutual friends. You are going to go into the celebrities of the group, either talk to them through the thing, like ask them a question, or you can just raw send them a friend request. Once you start getting, say, 10 to 15 to 20 of these people accepting the friend request, you will now have mutual friends because they're group celebrities. You'll have mutual friends with loads of these people in the group, right? That's when you go to the Facebook group members column, members with things in common, okay? Members with things in common are just people who have mutual friends. And now you can DM as many of those people as you like. I would say the limit per day would be about 50. DM as many of those people as you want because you have mutual friends. But for now, if you're just joining a group and you have no mutual friends, and most of your friends are just from like school, then you're going to have to add these celebrities. And that's absolutely fine. You can do it. And it takes, literally takes a couple of minutes to do it whilst you set up other systems. You can't just rush into Facebook because you can't really DM people who aren't your friend. You can do it a few times, and then Facebook's like, why the fuck are you messaging this guy? You're not friends with him. You don't even have any mutual friends. So that's the whole point of this, guys. Now, with Twitter, it's much easier. So there's a few different tools. Again, to grow Response AI, I did this completely manually, guys. I'm just trying to help you guys out by, helping you automate it, right? So tools like TweetDM, and there's like XReacher, God, I forget the name now. They're all the same. Tools like TweetDM help you scrape bios for keywords and help you scrape followers of like different celebrities on Twitter. And what I do, for example, is based on my target demographic, I will use these tools to scrape the bios for keywords like SaaS founder, B2B sales, finance, crypto, whatever it may be. You need to shortlist about 200 to 500 of these people, which took me yesterday. It took me about 3 minutes to do. And then you decide whether or not they're relevant for your SaaS, right? So if someone has agency owner in their bio, then they're probably relevant to me because I sell a SaaS that helps them. Now, then someone like TweetDM or XReacher, whatever it may be, right? Or cold tweeter, whatever, I can't remember now. TweetDM will send the DMs on autopilot, and I get around 10 signups per week, guys, because of this tool, right? And in essence, really, what you're doing is the reason it works so well, the people in the bios that they have, they show you that they are an ideal prospect. So if you are a productivity SaaS and you're building a SaaS to help people get more productive and you're targeting CEOs, you can literally just scrape 10,000 profiles that say CEO in their bio, right? And I send around 3 DMs per hour, which is not a lot, which is about 60 a day, with a very, very simple body, right? The example is, hey, first name, I built a tool to solve problem. Could I send a quick demo? Here's the exact DM, guys, right? on the next page that I actually send for my software SEA, which is getSEA.com. Okay. So, hi, first name. Hope you're good. Thought this could be relevant to your biz offer, which you know it is relevant, guys, because their bio says that they're like a CEO, or they're in crypto, or they're a finance manager, or they're an accountant, whatever it may be. I built an AI agent that monitors, there's a spelling mistake there, I built an AI agent that monitors millions of comments on Reddit and X, then finds you leads based on your offer. It's a free trial, then $19 per month. Try it out if you want, man. https://getsea.com. This puts a link in the DM, guys. It makes your DM bigger, takes up more surface area and more space, and gives you more chance for them to be interested in the offer because you have the website showing if you have a website. And then I just say cheers, right? Now, if we go back to this, just double check things and just go over things again. I send, 60 of these a day, and I literally get around 10 signups per week from Twitter using this. You can do it manually. It takes you about 10 minutes a day, or you can use something like TweetDM or XReacher or Cold DM or whatever it may be to do this, on autopilot, and it doesn't cost that much, right? And that's what I do, guys. So far we've got 2 jobs, and at least one we can automate. So I've sent from the start of this video, I've sent like 3 DMs now already. And might have gotten, say, 1 reply or 1 guy asking for a demo, right? I don't know. I haven't checked. But the point is that whilst I'm talking to you guys and doing higher leverage activities like posting YouTube videos, I'm sending messages whilst doing nothing. Like, I'm not even touching it, and it's sending DMs to ideal prospects. Now, Reddit's similar. So I use my own tool, because it's why I built it. I use GetSEA to monitor keywords like cold email, lead gen, agency owner, SaaS, B2B, tools, whatever it may be, right? And what I do is I save commenters and authors of posts on Reddit that talk about these things, and then every day I block out 20 minutes where I go through the DMs and I say, hey, I saw your comment about cold email or lead gen or finance or crypto. I built a tool to automate this. I think this could be good for you, whatever it may be, right? Now listen, Nietzsche's Amor Fati, embrace the grind, right? So cold DMs are tedious, but each interaction, like I said, is a step towards mastery, and the next customer is 1 DM away, right? Now, the philosophy, obviously back into Reddit now, the jobs to be done framework, people don't buy products, guys. They hire products to solve specific problems for them or do specific jobs, right? Now, Reddit is a goldmine for people who have problems that they need products to solve for them, right? So an example is you can go into high intent threads. So remember, if we go back, we found people who are posting about our keywords, and you can just do this you don't have to buy a tool. You can just do this by searching on the Reddit search. Just type in the keyword and it'll come up, right? Now, the actionable steps that you can go to high intent threads, right? So an example is if you're targeting other software entrepreneurs, you can go to r/SaaS, which is where all of them hang out, and go to the threads that say stuff like, oh, what are you building, right? On sales. If you are building a sales SaaS, you can go to r/sales, and it'll be a thread like, how do you scale outreach, right? If you were building a productivity tool for engineers, you could go to r/software engineers and see a thread that says something like, I'm struggling to code enough in my job. And then loads of people are commenting and saying, oh, me too, right? Reddit is a goldmine for people who are looking for products to solve their problems, right? And then you can DM the people who comment, hey, I saw your post about problem. I built a tool. Can I send a video explaining more, or, explaining how we could help? Now, Robert Cialdini's reciprocity principle, right? So offering value first increases conversion rates, right? So to increase the power of your DMs, which is daily job 2, remember we've got daily job 1, which is cold email. That can be on autopilot. Daily job 2 is DMs, and we can double the conversion rate and the success rate of our DMs by offering something for free that will get them interested, right? So this can be taken a step further by finding the relevant leads inside the threads or posting about your keywords, and then send them a PDF or something valuable for free. And then when they say thanks, you can ask them if they try out your tool, right? Because reciprocity suggests from Cialdini that if you give someone something for free, they'll be obliged to at least entertain the possibility of helping you back, right? And a free trial, for God's sake, like, you know, they can do that for you, right? Now, I have an old video here from ages ago on my channel called the cold email PDF strategy or something like that, right? And that explains the PDF trick in more detail, right? And it works really damn well. We scaled Response AI to around 30 meetings a month through cold email and cold DMs by offering them a PDF that was like the top cold email templates, right? So this self-fulfills that you know, that sort of like need for them, because you can say, hey, I've got something that you really want and I'm going to give it to you for free. Like, it's perfect, man. And they will respond. And then if they respond, you can just go, oh, by the way, could you help me out by doing a free trial of my SaaS, right? Right. Now, daily job 4. So actually, I've missed out daily job 3 because the PDF is supposed to be daily job 3, right? Which is creating like valuable, PDFs and lead magnets and things like that, right? So I've just noticed that. So daily job 4 is actually organic content, right? So the adjacent possible, right? So Stephen Johnson's concept that innovation happens at the edge of existing ideas is what's going to help you guys get more customers, right? So you can use AI to explore these edges. So basically, around a week ago, I made an insane discovery about myself, guys, right? So I cannot be prompted singularly and then go produce like good writing or good YouTube scripts. In other words, if someone says, tell me what you know about SaaS, I go completely fucking blank, right? It looks like I'm a fool because I've got no experience and I just don't know what I'm doing, right? The truth is that I've built dozens of tools, hit thousands of paying customers, made hundreds of thousands, and what I excel at is being prompted with questions on a topic, right? I don't excel well at just being asked a broad question. So we're going to use AI to completely unlock our minds and create insane content, right? I use this to my advantage to get in a ridiculous flow state that I call the bullet expansion strategy. So this prompt that I'm showing you now, it'll be in the bio, guys. So don't worry, right? So you say to DeepSeek or ChatGPT or Claude, whatever it may be, and this is free. Hi, DeepSeek. Based on this YouTube title, so I'm going to give it a YouTube title like how to validate software ideas, right? Based on this YouTube title, can you give me 20 prompting questions that will help me get my creativity flowing? I will start bullet pointing my ideas for you, then expand on my bullet points in full and take inspiration from recent blogs on the topic, literature about the topic, and to expand it further and be more nuanced and advanced and add some philosophy/novel ideas. But don't overdo it. Maybe some concepts from books, etc. Avoid cheesiness, cliches, platitudes. Write like Paul Graham, concise but deep, right? So Paul Graham's the founder of a startup fund called Y Combinator, and he writes beautifully. You can ask AI to write like him. Now, it will spit back some questions. So what is the first step of validating a SaaS? Why is validation important? What are the consequences of not validating properly? I can answer these now. I now have the mental bandwidth to answer these because I've been prompted something specific, right? So say, for example, an example I use to help people out is a relationship example. If someone said to you, how do you have success in a relationship? So say if, with your girlfriend, right? Girlfriend or boyfriend, and someone's asking you how to have a successful marriage or a successful relationship. I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you. But if you asked me, how do you deal with arguments in a relationship? Suddenly that's so specific that I can just start flowing out just like loads of different ideas, right? In the same sense, you want AI to give you prompt questions to get your creative juices flowing, because asking a broad question like, what do you know about piano? Is just going to completely blank your mind. But if you asked me, what are your favorite piano pieces to learn as a beginner? I would be able to tell you exactly what I feel about that and what you should do, right? And essentially, you add bullet points off the dome, then you post the raw, shitty bullet points with spelling mistakes and dumb reasoning and vagueness, and the LLM, or like the, DeepSeek or ChatGPT, whatever, it will spit out this beautiful prose that makes your insane ramblings sound very clever. The best part, guys, is that you've created an incubator for very off-the-cuff ideas, not fluff, right? We are not writers. We're startup founders, right? So why this is important for Daily Job 4 is about creating content, guys. So every single video, tweet, Facebook post, fucking TikTok reel that I post, the scripts and content are byproducts of AI output, right? So they're expansions of my nuanced, privately thought out bullet points. And this means that none of your ideas that you post out there, because I know people think like content is boring and all content's the same. You guys know that my content on this channel is not the same as everyone else's, but it's because I can't articulate my ideas in a massive way, but I can give AI small bullet points that helps me like really take it in and explain it more, right? Now, it's a perfect partnership because you get to have cool ideas and novel ideas and awesome strategies, but you also get to, you know, make massive YouTube scripts and blog posts and TikTok reels and all that kind of thing, right? And you're going to post all of these things online. So now you can then ask DeepSeek or ChatGPT. So now that we have asked, let's go through it. We've asked ChatGPT to prompt us on a YouTube script and give us loads of questions. We're going to bullet point those questions, and it's spat out like 2,000 word essay of your bullet points, but explained in a better way. You can then ask ChatGPT to now turn that long essay into individual playful tweets, right? And you can ask it to make, say, 30 tweets out of the content. Then you use something like Buffer or some kind of scheduler to schedule 2 of these per day on LinkedIn and Twitter, right? I tweet 2 times daily about my SaaS around the clock, and I get free trials and paid signups every single fucking day without ever thinking about content until Sunday afternoon when I do this again, right? So I queue them all at once after running the bullet expansion strategy. And the strategy, guys, has literally changed my life. It's gotten me finally creating YouTube content. It has gotten me more customers than I can possibly imagine. And it has just improved my output as a human being. Remember, guys, we are trying to 2x our output and reduce how much input we have. So say like less fucking TikTok, less Instagram, less like less watching like, you know, OF and all that nonsense, right? That just doesn't get us anywhere closer to our goal. We are here to improve our output. What I've noticed, guys, if you have an insanely high output as a human being, even if it's something random like, you know, learning guitar or learning piano or, you know, running or something like that, the world just gives you things in return. If you increase your output of messages and content and things out in the open and in the universe, the world will give you customers, guys, because you are going against the grain of what everyone thinks is, if I code it in my little bedroom, like me, if I code it in my little bedroom, people will just arrive and give me money like that. It's not going to happen. You have to increase your output into the universe and customers will come to you. Now, another bonus job, so very important, is the on-the-go video content for DMs. This job is going to take you 10 minutes once, right? And then you never have to do it again. You batch create video content because people in DMs are going to be constantly fucking asking you for like videos and information and things like that, right? So you can use Screen Studio or Loom to record 5 unedited demos, right? And you store them in a folder on your laptop or computer called SaaS videos, right? This is useful for when people ask for a demo or like a video explainer of your tool that you're trying to sell them over the DMs or the cold email, or if someone comments under a tweet or a LinkedIn post, whatever it may be. I get like 5 of these requests every single day, and until like the other week, I was just recording each one new every time because it would just like disappear, right? And it would just like get lost into my files on my computer. Keep the folder on your computer and transfer the folder to your phone, because when people ask whilst you're out on the go, like, oh, can I see a video of your tool, right? If you're on your phone, you're just gonna be like, oh, sorry, I'll have to send it to you when I'm home. No, we're gonna try and get that customer in quick, right? It takes 10 minutes to make these video, guys, literally like a free Loom of you using the tool. Maybe talking over it. You don't have to talk over it. Don't show your face. None of that, right? Create like 5 of these. It takes like 10 minutes total, not each, total. then keep them in a folder on your computer, download them from Loom. Simple. It takes 10 minutes, and then you can convert so many people because you have the content for your app on the go. And your website isn't enough, by the way. I have hundreds of fucking videos on my website and tutorials and shit, and people just don't look at them. They just ask you in the DMs, oh, can I see a video, please? Yes, you can. Because I have them here. It's not going to take me any effort now that 10 years ago, I recorded them all, right? Now, I don't know what Steve Buscemi's doing there, right? But I just thought that would be a funny photo to put there. So daily job 5 is customer support and sales, right? So customer support as sales is the philosophy that consultative selling is the best approach for you guys. So you can treat support interactions for your SaaS as opportunities to educate and upsell them and get more money off them, right? So I spend around 30 minutes a day responding to customer support. So in other words, my support bubble right now, guys, if you need support on one of my apps, it just redirects you to my Twitter DMs because I'm always on Twitter. I'll respond to you in 2 minutes, right? Max. And it means that I don't have to spend $100 a month on some fucking bubble in the corner that goes like, hey, I need help, right? Just DM me. And it means that you just don't have to fuck around with any of that and like spend hundreds of dollars on intercom and stuff like that, right? You can interact with me where I post the most and get their support query solved. Everyone uses Twitter in my space, but for your space, you might need to use those support tools, and that's absolutely fine, right? So you can use like Crisp or Intercom. Intercom's a bit expensive, but Crisp is good, and Tidio, right? And those are all good, right? So now what we're going to do is adopt the help first, sell later mindset, right? So you ask DeepSeek or ChatGPT to take your entire website's context and what your SaaS does, then ask it to create 20 of the most likely to be common support questions, right? So a pre-written template, for example, is, you'll ask ChatGPT, for my productivity app, what are the most likely problems people will face? And one of them would be like, how do I add a new task, right? How do I upgrade my plan? How do I cancel my plan, right? Those kinds of things. Pop these into ChatGPT, and once you get them, ask ChatGPT to create the pre-written templates for those customer support requests. So I have things like, great question. Here's a guide to the feature you're talking about. If you need a custom solution, let's hop on a call. I've attached a Calendly link, right? You can do this for dozens of questions and then use something like TextBlaze, which is free, to automatically copy paste the response into the chat on Twitter or whatever it may be, or Facebook, by typing a macro command like G1, G2, whatever it may be. What that does is it just streamlines your customer support, because pretty much every question someone has, you can either send them a video that we recorded earlier, or you can send them just a very, very quick /G2, and it copy paste in like that a long support answer for that query. And it means that with Response AI, we were responding to like 100 support messages a day sometimes, from people who didn't know how to use the app because it was quite confusing at times. And I was responding to them manually every single time until I started macroing and copy pasting the responses, because they're all going to be relatively similar. Now, the tools that crush it, guys, so what you can use to 10x your output, like I said, is Instantly or Smart Lead for the job 1, which is cold email. For job 2 with cold DMs, you've got Phantom Buster for Facebook, Tweet DM for Twitter, Getseer for Reddit, whatever it may be. Then for content, which is job 4, you've obviously got DeepSeek, which is the ideation, Screen Studio, which is a tool. You can use Loom as well, guys. It's free. Screen Studio is what I use for videos, and then Buffer is what I use for scheduling. And then for support, just use Twitter DMs like I do, or if you want like a paid solution, you can go for Crisp, Intercom, Tidio, whatever it may be. And final thoughts, guys. So as a founder, your job is not to work harder, it's to work smarter. I know that's a very cliche thing to say, but you can automate most of the boring shit that you don't like doing by following this video. Now, you can use automation to handle the mundane activities, then leverage AI to free up your time to do higher leverage tasks like the content creation. Now, remember, guys, this gets me like 90% of my customers, and Response AI grew to as far as it did because we had loads of YouTube videos about cold email and people just watched them. You can go back on my channel. We didn't even make that many, but content is so specific, and the people who watch the content and read the content and listen to the content are going to be so, sort of targeted because they're watching a YouTube video specifically about X or Y. It means that you'll get customers from it, and you can focus on activities that only you can do, like creating nuanced and novel ideas and valuable information, like I'm doing today. Like I'm posting as much as I can the last couple of weeks on software so you guys can enjoy the content and then hopefully just connect with me more and like more of my stuff. It's as simple as that, guys. Prepare systematically and luck will follow, because systems help you create more surface area for luck without you burning out. And that is the end of the video, guys. So any questions at all, obviously like and subscribe and all that stuff. I answer every single comment. So drop a comment in the comments below. I'll respond to it. Any questions you have, just DM me on Twitter or send me a comment, and I'll speak to you soon. God bless, guys. Take care.